Hi there. In this screencast I'm going to solve some problems regarding simplifying exponential expressions. In the first problem here, I have two variables, x and y, and I have y to the 0 and x to the 0. So since those are equal to 1, I'm just going to eliminate those, and that leaves me with my simplified expression 2x for y2. Alright, in the next expression I have a negative exponent in the denominator for m and n, so I'm going to start by moving those up to the numerator and making them positive. So and that's going to leave me with 1m down below, and 2 times 4 is 8. So I'm going to have another m2, another n3 up above. Now I'm going to count my m's and n's in the numerator. So that's going to give me, let's see, 4 m's and 6 n's, and that's all over 8m. And lastly, I can cancel out one of the m's, leaving me with my solution, which is m3 and 6 over 8. The secret phrase tonight is once upon a midnight dreary. Actually, that's the first part of the phrase. Once upon a midnight dreary. Alrighty, the next one. Okay, number 3. I have power of a power, so that means I'm going to have to multiply. So the way I multiply 2 times 1/2, well, that's 2 over 1 times 1 over 2. So that gives me x to the first, and then that's times x to the 3/2. And now I have the product rule, so I'm going to keep the base, add the exponents together. So that's going to give me 1 plus 3/2, and to add 1 and 3/2, I turn 1 into 2/2, add it to 3/2, and I get x to the 5/2. And I'm all set. Okay, next one. First thing I'm going to do is multiply the negative 2 times negative 5/3 with the power of a power. That's going to give me x to the 10/3, and then that's x to the negative 1/3. So I have, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep the base and add the exponents. That's going to give me x to the 9/3, or x cubed. The second part of tonight's secret sentence is, while I pondered, weak and weary. So that's while I pondered, weak and weary. Alright, number 5. Okay, once again I'm going to do power of a power. That's going to give me negative 8/3. And here I'm going to get negative 8/3, coincidentally. So now I'm going to add those exponents together, and I get negative 16/3. Now let me move it down into the denominator. Gives me 1 over n to 16/3. Now I need to say, 16/3. Let's see, the next biggest integer will be 18/3. What do I add to 16/3 to get 18/3, or 6? I need to add 2/3. So I multiply by 2x to the 2/3 over x to the 2/3, and that gives me x to the 2/3 over x to the 18/3, which is x to the 6th. And that's it. Let's see, I've got 2 more problems here. Okay, and the next part of tonight's phrase is over many quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore. That's over many quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore. Okay, let's see, what do I have? The x to the 0 is going to drop out, and in the denominator I'm going to do power of a power. Negative 2 times 3 halves is going to give me x to the negative 3. Then I'm going to move the x to the negative 3 up in the numerator, make it x to the positive 3. Then I'm going to add 3 and a half, and that's the same thing as adding 1 half and 6 halves, and that gives me x to the 7 halves. Okay, and the last one. Alright, so I get n to the 1 half, then I get n, negative 1 is n1, it's power of a power, another negative 1. Okay, now I'm going to keep the base and add the exponents in the denominator. It's going to give me n to the 0, which of course is n, gerb 1, and I'm left with my result. And the last few words in tonight's secret phrase are, quoth the raven, nevermore. Alright, hope you found this helpful. Get a good night's sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.